You mower with, you do assist the storm, to cabins.
Hey, good, be patient.
Where the sea is, hence, what cares these roars for the name of the king?
Remember,
Cabins, silence, trouble us not.
remember who thou hast abhorred.
None that I love more than myself. You are a counselor, and if you can command these elements to silence and work with peace in the present, we will not hand a rope. Use your authority, and if you cannot, give thanks for a good son.
I have great comfort from the cell. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is made for the gallows. Now stand fast, good faith. Make his hanging our destiny. Make the rope of our destiny, his destiny, our cable.
Down, Thomas. Yard. Forward.
You'll put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire on. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A great vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. The cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been and got a power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship's soul swallowed the rotting souls within her.
Be collected, no more amazements. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Of thee, my dear one. Thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I'm any more better than Prospero. As for the full poor self, I know greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much provision as a hair written any creature on that vessel, which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now no further.
You also began to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour is now come. Canst thou remember a time before you came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for thou wast not out 3 years old.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 3 or 4 maids once attended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. 12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since, thy father was Duke of Milan and a Prince of Power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou was my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou, his only heir, and princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence, or blessed was it we did?
Both, my girl. My foul play were we heaped thence, but blessed we hold hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the team that I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther.
My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio, I pray you, mark me, that a brother could be so perfidious. He whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my estate. As at that time, it was through all the signories, the first and Prospero, prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and, for the liberal arts, without parallel. Those being all my studies, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most easily.
Being once perfected in how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, having the key of both officer and office, he set all the hearts in the states to whatever tune pleased his ear. That now he was. Thou attendest not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I thus neglected worldly ends, being all dedicated to the closeness and the bettering of my mind. But by being so retired, and my brother awaked an evil nature, and my trust like a good parent to beget of him a falsehood in its contrary as great as my trust had been, which indeed had no limit, a confidence sans bound. He did believe he was indeed the Duke. Hence, his ambition growing. Dost thou attend?
Sir, your tale would cure devils.
To have no screen between the part he played and him he played it for, he needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so dry he was for sway, with the king of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark the condition and the event, then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now the event. The king of Naples, being an enemy's mean veteran, hearkened to my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of tribute and I know not how much homage, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all her honors on my brother. Whereon, one midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me, and I crying so.
Alack, for pity. I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry o'er again. It is a hint that brings mine eyes to it. Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Dear, they durst not. In few, they hurried us some leagues to the sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quit it. Here, they hoist us to cry to the sea that roided us, to sigh to the winds, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim, thou wast that did preserve me.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of his charity did give us, with rich linens, stuffs, and necessaries which since have steaded much. So, out of his kindness, knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library, with volumes and volumes that I prize above my dukedom. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, that have time for hours more vain, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. Now, I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating on my mind. Your reason for raising this sea storm.
No, thus far forth. My accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. Here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give its way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my servant, come away, Ariel, come, I'm ready now.
All hail, great master, grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, best to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding task, Ariel in all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article, I boarded the king's ship. Now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck, in every cabin, I flamed amazement. Sometimes I devour and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yards, the bowsprit, would I flame distinctly, then meet and join with Jove's lightnings, precursors, oh, the dreadful thunder claps, more momentary in sight outrunning or not. The fire and cracks of the sulphurous roaring, the mighty Neptune seemed to besiege, and let his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who is so firm and so constant that this coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad, and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then, all afire with me, the king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstanding, then like reeds, not hair, was the first who leaped and cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here!"
Bravely, my spirit. But tell me, Ariel, are they safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And, as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son I have landed by himself, whom I left cooling in the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting, his arms in this sad knot. Safely harboured is the king's ship. In a deep nook, there she is hid. The mariners all under hatches stowed, I have left asleep. As for the rest of the fleet which I dispersed, they have met again, and are bound sadly home for Naples, assuming that they saw the king's ship wrecked, and his great persons perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. What is the time of day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by its both be spent most preciously.
Is there more work? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee that thou hast promised. And has not that been performed?
How now, Moody? What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out? No more.
I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without a grudge or grudginess. You did promise to make me full here.
Dost thou forget what a torment I did find thee in?
No.
Thou dost, and thinkest it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, and to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost?
No, sir.
Hast thou forgot that foul which Sycorax, who with age and envy was thrown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir, I have not.
I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries too terrible to enter human hearing, was from Argier, as thou knowest, banished. That blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here left by the sailors. Thou, my slave as thou reportst thyself, was unto her a servant, and, for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorrent commands, refusing her grand hest, she did confine me, with the help of more potent ministers, and in a most unmitigable rage into a cloven time, within which rift and prison thou didst painfully remain 1,000 years. Within that space she died, and left thee there. Then did thy vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. And this island, save for that son that she did litter here, freckled well hackborn, not honorably the human shade.
Cowman, her son.
Dull thing I say so, that cowman whom now I keep in my service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in. Thy cries did make the wolves howl and pierce the breasts of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax herself cannot again undo. It was by mine art, when I found this island and heard thee, that made gift of mine, and let thee out.
Thank you, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and after 2 days, I will release thee.
That's my noble master! Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no eyes but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Here, take the shape, and hither come in it. Go hence with diligence. my dear heart. Awake, thou hast slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. We'll go visit my slave Caliban, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
Yes, but as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serve in offices that profit us. What ho, slave? Caliban?
There's wood enough within.
Oh, poisonous slave! Got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do as e'er my mother brush, with raven's feathers from unwholesome fen. Off on you, off! A southwest blow on ye, and blister you all over. This island is mine, by my mother's cigarettes, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me. Wouldst give me water to bury them, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. The fresh springs, the brine pits, the barren place, and fertile. Curse me that I did so! All the charms of cigarettes, toads, beetles, bats, light on you! For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king, and now you style me here in this hard rock, while you to keep me from the rest of the isle.
Thou most mine, slave, whom stripes I mean not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, would it had been done, thou didst prevent me. I had else peopled this isle with Calibans.
Poor slave, which any prince of goodness will not take me, people of all ill. I pity thee, took pains to make me speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. Well, thou didst not, savage. Know thy own meaning, but what is gabble everything most brutish? I endow thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy violence, know thou didst learn, and that which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore, wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hadst deserved more than a prison.
You taught me your language. My profit on it is I know how to curse. Rent like break you for learning me your language.
Slave, fetch us more wood, be quick about it. Thou art best to answer other business.
I must obey him. His cowards of such art, it would control my damned blonde decibels and make a vassal of him.
So, slave, hence!
Come unto these yellow sands, then take hand. Curtsy to when you haven't kissed the wild waves whist. Footed feet here and there, and sweet sprites the burthen bear. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chant so clear. Cry, cock-a-diddle-dow.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more, in short. It waits upon some god of the island, sitting on a bank, weeping the king my father's wreck. It hath found me on a river, allaying both its fury and my passion. I have followed it here, or rather, it hath drawn me. It is gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Seen him sorely ring his bell, hark now I hear
business, nor no sound that the earth owes. Begins now above me.
French criminal by man's advance. Say what thou seest, young.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks around. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, it eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have. This gallant is in the wreck, but he's something stained with grief that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst even call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find him.
I might call him a thing divine. Nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on as he is my soul prompts it.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer may know, if you would some good instruction give, how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is, if you be made or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly made.
Heavens, my language! I am the best of them that speak it. For I but where 'tis spoken.
How now? The best? What wert thou the King of Naples heard thee?
I'm a single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. And that he does, I weep. I myself am Naples, who, with mine eyes, never since at ebb, saw the king my father's wreck.
Elect, for mercy.
At first sight they have changed eyes. Oh, delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. A word. I fear you've done yourself some wrong.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sought for. Oh, pity moved my father to be inclined my way.
If a maiden and thy affection not gone forth, I'll make thee the queen of Naples.
They both are in either's powers. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One more word, good sir, I pray that you mark me. Thou hast here usurped the name thou owest not, and hast been put on this island as a spy to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
Nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell in it.
Speak not you forget, he's a traitor, follow.
I'll resist such temptations till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, Father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
What, I say, my foot, my tutor,
Beseech you, Father.
hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity. I'll be his surety.
Silence. One more word shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. Thou thinkest that he is a brave form, having seen but him and Caliban? Foolish wench. To most men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
My nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor.
My spirits are in a dismay. The loss of my father and my friends, this man's threats, are but light to me, were I but to once a day through my prison behold this maid. Let liberty take all else of the earth, have I enough room in such a prison.
Works. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Follow me. Hark what the one shall do me.
Comfort, sir. My father's of a better nature than he appears by his speech. This is unwanted which now came from him.
Follow.
I do beseech you, sir, be merry, for we have cause of joy. Every day, some sailors, masters of merchants, and merchants have our theme of woe, and few in a million can speak like us of our preservation. So weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
For the peace, he receives comfort like cold porridge. The visitor will not give him overthrow.
Sir,
What? Tell.
When the entertainment is that offered, here comes the entertainer.
Look, he's lining up the watch with the whip. By and by we'll strike.
Sir, please.
No more.
Which? He or Francisco? For a good wager, first begins to crow. The old cock. The cockerel. Done. The wager? A laughter. A match.
Those islands seem to be desert.
So you're paid.
How lush and lusty the grass is. How green.
The ground indeed is bonny. With an eye of green in it. He misses not much. No, he does not mistake the truth totally.
But almost indeed is beyond credit.
As many Dutch verities are.
Meekly, our garments, even drenched with the sea, have now the freshness, not stained from the salt water, and it still has its glosses.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
I think he'll carry the Valentine in his pocket and give it to his son for an apple.
And, sowing the kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands. Why, in good time, in good time.
Methinks our garments as fresh as when we first put them on in Afrique, to the king's fair daughter's marriage to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Is my doublet not as fresh as when I first wore it?
That freshness is well fished for.
Sir, we were just talking about your daughter's marriage to the king of Tunis.
You cramp these words into my ears against the stomach of my sense, but I had never married my daughter there. Oh, for in coming thence, my son is lost, and she too is so far removed from Italy that I never again shall see her. Oh, thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made its meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him leap the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the waters whose enmity flung aside, and breasted the surge most swole that met him. His bold head bowed those contentious waves, and oared himself in lusty stroke with his good arms to land. That o'er his wave-worn basis bound, stooping to relieve himself, I knocked out, he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
So you may thank yourself for this great loss. I would not bless our year with your daughter, but rather lose her to an equine, for she at least is banished from your eye, who hath caused so much grief on it.
Pretty spare.
We have lost your son, I fear, forever. The law in Naples have what wares in them of this business, making that we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
Oh, so is the dearest of the loss.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you doth lack some gentleness, and the truth you speak as you rub the sword when you should bring the plaster.
Very well, and most high virginly.
Sir, when you are cloudy, all of us are down.
Cloudy. Foul weather, very foul.
If I owned a plantation on this isle,
He'll sow it with nettle seed, or dogs or mallows.
if I was king of Aunt,
The latter end of this commonwealth forgets the beginning.
I, the Commonwealth, but the contraries would not allow any kind of traffic, no name of magistrate, and no one shall know letters, riches, poverty, no use of servants, secession, contracts, board, bound to the land, tilth, none, but all men idle, and the women too, but innocent and pure, no sovereignty.
Yet he would be king on it?
and nature would provide for us without sweat or endeavor. No treason, felony, pike, sword, gun, knife, or any use of machine. For nature will provide for us through all the swan in abundance, and it will feed my people.
No married among its subjects?
None, man. All idle, whores and maids.
Aye, do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more! Thou dost talk nothing to me.
Sir, please, these gentlemen doesn't minister the occasion. They speak with nimble lungs and laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Aye, will you laugh at me to sleep? For I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us. All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would, with themselves, shut at my thoughts.
Do not make a heavy offer of it. It doth sorrow when doth it come from.
We too, my lord, will guard your person as you take your rest, and watch for your safety. Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Like up and up in our island, Saint. I find myself not disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble as though dropped by a thunderstorm. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. Yet, methinks I see it in my face. What thou couldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely in this sleepy language, and thou speakest as I sleep. What is it thou didst say?
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, die, wakest whilst thou art awake.
There's meaning in thy snores.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
She that is queen of Tunis, she that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life.
What stuff is this? How say? It's true, my brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis. So is she, Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to be crying out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say this for death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. Oh, that you bore the minds that I do. What is sleep for this for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content hinder your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. Look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeder than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now, they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? If 'twere a kite, 'twould put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and Milan, candy be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now is life, that's dead, whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever. Whilst you, doing thus, to the perpetual wait for I, might put this ancient mortal, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock whatever business we say fits the hour.
Thy taste, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest along, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One strike shall free thee from the trickery which thou hast, and I, the we shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to follow Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master, by his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, else his project dies, to keep you living.
While you hear to snoring like open-eyed conspiracy, if of life you keep a care, she lost on the beware.
Awake, awake!
Oh, please, this is our brigade!
And last won't be silent.
Awake, why are you drawn? Wherefore so ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
While we were securing to repose, we heard a hollow from our civilian. Bulls or other life did not wake and struck mine most terribly.
I heard nothing. Oh, it was a din to frighten monsters here, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions. Heard you this, Gonzalo?
I heard a humming, a strange one too. And when I woke, I shook and cried for you, and these two were drawn against you.
Lead off, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Aye, if he is on the isle, we must get him from the wild beasts.
Lead away. Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So King, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on Prospero fall, and make him, by inchmeal, a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch me, nor fright me with urchin shows, nor pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless he bid them. But for every trifle, they are set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter and bite me after, and then like hedgehogs which lie tumbling in my barefoot path and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometimes adders who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Sometimes I am all wounds. Lo now, lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing the wood in slowly. I will fall flat, perchance he will not mind.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing. Yon same cloud, yon huge one. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish, dead or alive? Ugh, a fish that smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Not of the news, poor Richard. Were I in England as I once was, and had this fish but painted, not a holiday fool there would give but a piece of silver. There this monster would make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. Over my trot, I let loose my opinion, holding no longer. This is not a fish, but an islander, who had lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. I shall creep under its gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Such acquaintances make strange bedfellows.
I shall look forward to sea, here shall I die ashore. Is the scurvy tune to sing at a maid's funeral? Oh, there's my comfort. The mouse pulled the swallow by the boatswain and I, together and his speech. Left Moll, Meg, and Marion, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with its hang. When cried to Susanna, go hang! She left not the savor of tar nor pitch, but a tin and sparrow she in fairy tune too. Here's my number.
Do not torment me. Oh.
What's the matter? Have we devils here? You put tricks upon the savages and mend them in the hall? I have not seen drowning to be appearing out of here. 4 legs. What hath been said? As proper man as ever went on 4 legs, cannot make him get round. And so it shall be said while Spawn breathes at his nostrils.
The spirit torments me. Oh.
This monster that I have got, as I take it, and you. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him relief if he gets us back. If I can recover him, and tame him, and get to Naples with him, he is a present fit for any emperor who trods on meat leather.
Do not torment me. I prithee, I will bring my foot home faster.
He does not talk after the wisest. I will give him a taste of my bottle. If he never drank water before, we'll go near him with his spit. Come on, your ways. Open your mouth. This is that which will give language to you, cat. Come, open your mouth. This will shake your shaking.
I should know that voice, but he is drowning. These are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices, the most delicate monster. His forward voices speak well of his friend. His backward voices utter slow, foul speeches into the traps. I will give him all the water in my bottle, which will cover him and help his heal. Come, amen. Open thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Don't thy other mouth call me. Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I believe that I have no lonesome.
Stefano, be not afeard, for it is me, Trinculo, your good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest, Trinculo, show thyself. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If any legs be Trinculo's, these be they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to beseech the moon, cat? Can you been Trinculo's?
I suppose it would be killed by a thunderstroke. But Stefano, are you not really drowned? Are you alive? I crept under his gabardine to hide from the storm. Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Pity, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be brave spirits indeed. And if they be not sprites, that is a brave god who bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle, how camest thou hither? I escaped upon a blood sack which the sailors used overboard in the storm. And I made this bottle with my own hands, since I was cast ashore with the bark of a tree.
I will swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject.
I swam ashore, man, like a duck. I'll have you know I can swim like a duck.
Here, kiss. Thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like the goose.
Oh, Stefano, how's any more of this?
Well, hold up, man. The sailors in a rock by the seaside were going wine and say, how now, good cat, how design a you?
I will show you every fertile inch of the island. I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God. I will kiss thy foot. Let me be thy loyal subject.
Look at such a howling monster here.
I will show you the Venice Springs. I will fish for thee and get thee wood enough. No more sticks I'll bear upon the tyrant that I send. Instead, I will follow you, the wondrous man.
Come. Yes.
Thou art a strange monster indeed.
I prithee, let me bring thee where the crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts. I will show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare and never lose yourself. I will take you to cluster
no such inspiring and requiring, no straight pleasure, no wash dish. Ban, ban, Caliban has a new master, get a new man. Ban, ban, Caliban. Freedom, freedom.
There be some sports are painful, and their labor of delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This my mean task would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crowd. He's composed of harshness. I must stack some thousands of these logs upon that sore injunction. I do forget. These sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most busy rest when I do it.
Oh, that's now. Pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs you were enjoined to pile. Pray now, set it down and rest yourself. When this burns, you'll weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. Be safe for these 3 hours.
I will not stop working till the sun sets.
If you'll sit down, I'll bury your logs the while. Pray give me that. I'll hurry it to the fire.
I'd rather crack my sinews and break my back than you should such dishonor undergo, while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with far more ease, for my goodwill is to it. You look weary.
No, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I may send in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda, indeed, the top of admiration. Full many a lady have I liked, and the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. But some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are creative of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. But how features are abroad, I'm skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
My dear father, whom I so miss dearly, I would rather endure this wooden slavery than the flesh fly blow in my mouth. But when I saw you, did my heart fly to your service, and for your sake, oh, for your sake, I am this patient log. Man.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event, if I speak true. If hollowly, invert what best is boded to me. I, above all else, do love, prize, honor you.
I'm a fool to weep at what I've done.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less to take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence bashful cunning, and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your fellow whether you will or no.
most dear mistress.
My husband then?
I, with heart as willing as bondage, ever freedom.
Here is my hand, with my heart in it. And now, farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this is day, I cannot be more surprised withal. But my rejoicing at nothing could be more. All to my book, for yet to ere supper time as I perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me. When the bud is out, we will drink water. Not a drop before. Therefore, bear up in boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this island. They say there are 5 upon this island. We are but 3. If the other 2 be brain like us, the stake taught us.
Servant monster, drink when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in my head.
You are a great monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you wish. He's no standard.
Mooncalf, thou beest a good mooncalf, speak once in thy life.
How does my honor? Let me lick thy shoe. Mwah. I will not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou blighest, most ignoble monster, why thou be boss fish thou.
Lo, how he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that such a monster should be natural.
Lo, again! Bite him to death, I prithee!
Trinculo, if you prove a mutineer, the next tree, trouble the monster no further. He is my subject, and shall suffer no indignity.
I thank thy noble master. Now wilt thou be pleased to hearken to the suit I made to thee once again?
Mary, will I kneel and repeat it? I shall stand, and so shall Trinculo.
Why, as I told thee, I'm subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, who through his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee! I do not lie!
Trinculo, insert the monster one word further in its tail, and with this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mum then and no more. Proceed.
By sorcery I say he got it. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest. But this thing dares not.
That's most certain.
You will be lord of it, and I will serve thee.
And now shall this be compassed? Canst thou take me to the party?
Yea, yea. I will yield him there asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into his bead.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
Trinculo, interrupt the monster one word further again, and with this hand I'll turn my mercy out of doors and turn a stockfish into thee.
Why, I said nothing. I'll go farther on.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest!
Do I so? Take thou that! Trinculo, further on. Mooncalf, proceed with your tale.
Why, as I told you before, I will he prefers to sleep in the afternoon. There thou mayest is the beauty of his daughter. I never saw a woman, except Sycorax, my dam, and she far surpasses Sycorax as greatest, does least.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter now shall be king and queen, save our graces. Trinculo and myself shall be my viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
He will be asleep in this next hour. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This I shall tell my master.
You makest me merry. Let us be jocund. Wilt thou kill the cat you taught us but while air?
Aye, with reason, monster, any reason. Trinculo, come, let us sing. That is spring.
That is not the tune.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, take it as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins.
Beest thou afeard?
Not, monster.
Be not afeard. This isle's full of noises, sounds, sweet airs that delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 joyful instruments will come up to my ears. And then, if I wake after long sleep, voices will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds we thought would open up and show riches ready to drop upon me. Then when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This is a brave Christian prison where I will have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed,
Aye, that will be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it and after do our work.
Wait, look, monster. We would have to see the taperer. He lays it on.
By Larkin, sir, I can go no further. My old bones ache. Here's a maze trodden indeed, through foregrates and meanders. I can go no further. My needs must rest me.
Oh Lord, I cannot blame you for myself attached with weariness to the dullness of my spirit. Sit down. Rest. Even here, I will pull off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, whom we stray to find. The sea mocks a prostrate search on land. Oh, let him go. I am right glad that there's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forego the purpose that you resolve to effect.
I say tonight, no more.
Let it be tonight, for now they are oppressed with travel. They will not, nor cannot, use such vigilance as when they are fresh. It will be done.
I say tonight, no more.
What sweet harmony is this? My
Sweet,
good friends, hark!
sweet, marvelous music.
What are these?
in Naples, should I report this? Would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders, and that the people of the island were monsters, but yet no third manners were that of a few of millions, and better, nay, almost many.
I cannot use such shapes, such gestures, and such sounds, expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of dumb, excellent discourse.
Days are departing.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, since they've left their minds behind, but we have stomach. We will please your taste of what is here.
Not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear.
Very well. I will stand to and feed on my last, for I fear the best is past. Brother, my lord the Duke, stand to and do as we.
Are 3 men of sin, whom destiny, that hath to instrument this global world with what is in it, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch you up. And on this island where men doth not inhabit, you most men, being most unfit to live, I have made you mad! And even with such like valor, men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are invulnerable. The elements of which your swords are tempered might as well wound the loud winds, or with Benedict stabs kill the still closing waters, as diminish one dowel that is in my plume. I and my fellows are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strength, and will not be lifted. But remember, for that is my business to you, that you 3 from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited him and his innocent child. For which foul deed the powers, delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and the shores, yea, all the creatures, against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be, shall at once, step by step, attend you and your ways. Whose wrath to guard you from, else all that falls upon you in this desolate isle is heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely has the figure of this harpy performed my Ariel. A grace it had, devouring. Of my instruction thou hast nothing gained in what thou hast to say. So, with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers their several kinds have done. My high charms work, and these, mine enemies, are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. In these fits, I'll leave them, whilst I visit young Ferdinand, whom they still suppose is dead, his and mine beloved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in such a strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous. Monstrous. Methought the billow spoke and told me of it. The name of Prospero. It did vast my trespass. Therefore, news my son is wedded. Oh, and I shall seek him deeper than ever plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
Oh, but 1 minute at a time. I'll find the way to those.
I'll be right second.
These 3 are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work at great time after, now begins to bite these spirits. I do beseech you that of self-lord joints. Follow them hastily, and hinder them from running this exit may provoke them to view. Go now!
Follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have here given you a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, and once again I tender to thy hand. Oh, all thy vexations were but trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, before heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off, for thou shalt find that she shall outstrip all praise and make its pulse behind her.
I do believe it, against an oracle.
Then, as my gift, and thine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What's Ariel? My industrious servant Ariel.
What would put it, master? Here I am.
Go bring the rabble with whom I give you power here to this place. Incite them to quick motion. For I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art.
Presently?
It is my promise, and they expect it from me. With a twink. Come, Ariel.
Contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation to freely estate on the blessed lovers.
Great Juno, the Queen of States comes. I know her by her gait. My gods, my bounteous sister, go with me to bless this twain, so they may prosperous be and honored in the riches.
Mercy, peace, and fortune, plenty, gods and corners never empty, lines and clustering bunches growing, let's with goodly fervent glory.
Come to you at the harvest, at the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you, so as series pass on. Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance, ever increasing. Long rejoice, be still abundant. You know Caesar
A most majestic vision, and harmoniously charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which, by mine arts from their confines I have called to enact my present fancies.
Oh, a most wondered father and wife makes this place paradise.
I forgot that terrible plot of the beast Calvin and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost at hand. Well done. Avoid no more.
What strange fancy works him so strongly?
Never till this day saw I him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moving sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were but spirits, and are all dissolved into air, into thin air. And, like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, yea, the great globe itself, and all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff that dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed, bear not with my weakness. My brain is troubled, bear with my infirmity. If it please you, retire into my cell, and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk, to still my beating mind.
We wish you peace.
Come with a thought, I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to.
We must prepare to meet with Caliban. Say again, where did thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir, They were red hot with drinking, so full of valor that they smote the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bending towards their project. So I beat my tabor, at which like unbacked colts they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, and lifted their noses as they smelt music. So I charmed their ears, that calf-like they might glowing follow me through, toothed briars, sharp furzes, prickling goss and thorns, which entered their frail shins. At last I left them in the filthy mantle pool beyond your cell, their dancing up to chins, that the lake or stunk their feet.
This is bravely done, my diligence. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, bring it hither for some bait to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a born devil on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken are all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so also his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to Rory. Come here, and I'll hang them on this line.
I do smell all horse piss, in which my nose is in great indignation.
My good king, give me thy favor still, for the prize I shall bring you to shall heaven this mischance.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There's not only disgrace in that monster, but an infinite loss.
My good king, prithee be quiet. Seest thou there? That is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do this good mischief, which will make this island thine own forever, and for I, thy Caliban, thy footlooker.
Give me thy hand. I too begin have bloody thoughts.
Oh, Stephano! Oh, Pierre! Oh, worthy Stephano! Look what a fine wardrobe is here for thee!
Let it alone, thou fool. It is but trash.
Do, monster. We know what belongs in a frippery. Oh, King Stephano!
Trinko, put up thy hand. By this hand, I will have that gown.
Thou shalt have it.
What do you mean to dote on this luggage as such? Let's alone and do the murder first. If he awakes, from toe to crown, he will fill our skins with pinches and make us strange stuff.
Do. We steal by line and level. Acts like your grace.
I can see that much. There is a garden porch, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country.
Come now, monster. Put some lime upon your fingers, and away with the rest.
I will have none of it. We will lose our time. He will turn us to barnacles, or apes with foreheads villainous low.
Help bear these clothes away to the hogshed where our wine is hid, or I will forever keep you out of this kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
And let them be hunted soundly. Now lie my mercy all mine enemies. Soon will all my labors end, and thou shalt have the errant freedom. For a little more, follow and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, My spirits obey, and time goes upright through this carriage. How's the day?
At the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did when first I raised that tempest. Say again, spirits, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, all prisoners in the line rail which weather fence your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly him that you turned, sir, the good Lord Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter drops on eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works them that, if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, or to but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, be kindly moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I'm struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gatest my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. Go release them, Ariel.
I'll fetch them.
My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves. Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye who on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back. You, demi-puppets, who by the moonshine dew the sour green ringlets make, whereof that you not bite. And you, whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice in the sound of solemn perfume. By your aid, weak ministers though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azure vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolts. The strong based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and the cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oaked and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I require some heavenly music, as even now I do, to work mine end upon those who this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, buried certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than it ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Salome, and the best comforter for an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains, now boiled useless within thy skull. There stand all, for thou art spell stopped. You, holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes, fellowly, even to the show of thine, fall fellowly drops. Good Gonzalo, my true preserver, and a loyal servant to those whom thou followest, I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thou art pinched for now, Sebastian. And you, brother mine, flesh and blood, who entertained ambition, expelled remorse, who plotted with Sebastian to take mine own life. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Not one of them will yet look on me, or recognize me, Ariel. Fetch me the hat rapier myself. I will presently discase me as I was sometime along.
Where the bee sucks their suckeye, in a cow's lips burn I lie. There I couch where owls do cry, on the bed's back I do fly. After summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
My dainty Ariel, I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So. To the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. The master and boatswain, being awake, enforced them here to this place, and presently I prithee.
I drink the air before me, or ere your pulse twice beat.
Thou art free from my spells.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Now, God, what lead us heavens lead us out of this godless country?
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero.
Whether that be to you or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, late as I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats of flesh and blood, but how should Prospero be living and be here?
Be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle, and will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all, with you, Prince of Lords. Were I so minded I could here pluck his highness's frown upon you, and justify you traitors. I will now tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No. And you, my brother, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them. And require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us the particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, who not 3 hours since were stranded on this very isle. Oh, and the loss of, how sharp the point of his remembrances, my dear son Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience as it's past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her aid, for the like loss of whose soft comforts I have her grace, and rest myself content.
You like the loss.
As great to me as late, for I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, that they were both living in Naples. The king and queen there. How I wish myself were oozed in that muddy bed that my son lies.
Sir, do not be troubled with a remembrance that's gone. This is a tale of chronicle of day by day, not befitting of breakfast nor this first meeting. Welcome. This cell here is my court. Here have I a few servants and attendants on abroad. I pray you, look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite thee with as good a thing. At least something to content thee as much as thee, my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play. If this prohibition of the island, one dear son twice I shall lose.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
All the blessings of the glad father come to see about. Arise and say how thou camest here. Oh, wonder, how many goodly creatures are there here? Oh, beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to me.
Who is this maid with whom thou hast outplayed? Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us here together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask you, nor thought you were alive. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom I have heard so much renown, but never seen. A second life he has given me, and a second father, this lady he makes him to me.
And I am hers. But, oh, how oddly it will sound I must ask my son for forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you God, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. for it is you who have forechalked the way and brought us hither. Was Milan thrust from Milan, and his only issue to be king of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down on gold and lasting pillars. On this voyage did Claribel find her husband in Tunis, and Ferdinand, her brother, found his wife when he was lost on this isle, and Prospera, his dukedom, on this wretched island, when we are all but ourselves, and when no man was his own.
Give me your hands, and let grief and sorrow embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. Oh, look, sir, there's more of our company. I told you, he hath no drowning mark, and if gallows were on land, he hath not drowned. What is thy news?
The best news is we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since gave out split, as tight and yard and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
This is the strangest thing I ever saw. Say, how hast thou camest here?
If I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not all clapped under hatches, where but even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible, we were awakened, straightway at liberty, where we in all her trim freshly beheld our good and gallant ship, our master capering to eye her. On a trice, so please you, even in a dream we were divided from them, and brought moping hither.
Sir, all this service I have done since I left. Was it all done?
Oh, bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt soon be free.
This is the strangest thing I ever looked on.
Sir, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At Pick's leisure, which shall be shortly, single resolve you, which to you shall seem probable, every of these happened accidents. Till then, think of each thing well. Aaron, come hither. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet some missing of your company. A few odd lads thou rememberest not.
If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here's a goodly sight.
Ostensibly, these be fine spirits indeed. How brave my master is! I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my Lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Mark with the badges of these men, then say if they be true. That damned thing. Her mother was a witch, and one so powerful that could control the tides and the moon, and make ebbs and flows, and deal in her command without her power. This damned thing has conspired with these two against mine own life. Two of these you must know and own. That thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is that not Stefano, my drunken butler? He is drunk now. Where happened to life? And oh, Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where hath they found this great liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?
I've been in such a pickle since I last saw you that I fear me will never out of my bones. I should not fear fly blowing.
Why, how now, Stefan?
Oh, touch it. I am not Stefano.
You be king of the isle, sir?
You should have made a sword.
This is the strangest thing as I ever looked on.
He's as disproportioned in his manners as in his figure. Take with you your companions into my cell. While you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I will be wise hereafter.
sir, my liege, I will invite you and your train into my cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I will waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away. The story of my life, and all the accidents gone by since we came to this island. Then, in the morning, I'll take you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved, solemnized. I will fare thy home. I will promise thee auspicious gales, safe travel, and speed so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. Ariel, my chick, that is thy charge. Then, to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. And if you please, you even draw near. Hence.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take years to live.
I will deliver all. Now, retire into my cell. Now, my charms are all overthrown. What strength I have is mine own, which is most faint. Now, 'tis true, I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but set me free from these bands with the help of your good hands. And gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you, from crimes, when pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.